This week, I've been testing out the 2026 Kia EV9 GT Line. Kind of rhymes there. Base price is $55,000 for the rear-wheel drive single motor variant with the 76.1 kilowatt-hour battery, and as tested for this all-wheel drive dual motor with the 99.8 kilowatt-hour long-range battery is just over $76,000. If you're new here, I spent a week living with each car, driving it to work, running errands, and seeing how it really handles day-to-day life. I still have a regular 9-to-5 job, so this is how I get a true sense of what it's like to own and use the vehicle from day to day. We'll start out by checking out the exterior, interior, and then we'll take it for a spin. This EV9 is finished in wolf gray, and it has a very nice black roof as well that complements that color. The GT line adds 21-inch wheels with all-season tires. You can get this with, I believe, 19 and 20-inch wheels, which is probably what I would go for the extra range. And speaking of range, with this being the long range with a bigger battery, it does get about 280 miles of range on a single charge. New for 2026 is the addition of the NACS charging port. It can charge from 10 to 80 in about a half an hour. Obviously, those times vary based on weather conditions and how warm or cold your battery is. Kia also includes an NACS to CCS adapter and an NACS to J1772 adapter. My home charger is actually a Grizzly Classic Avalanche Edition Level 2 charger that they sent me over to test out and evaluate. So far, it's been working flawlessly. You just plug this thing in and it charges in about 11 hours. No frills, no app, no smart stuff. It just works. It's made in Canada. It has all metal construction. My electrician actually said it was the highest quality charger he's ever installed. I'll put a link in the description. I encourage you to check them out if you are interested. Coming around the front here, you can see on the grille, there's these nice little accent LED lights right there. Those can actually be customized to reveal some pretty cool light patterns when you are locking and unlocking the vehicle. It can be customized in the infotainment and through the smartphone app. Let's go ahead and open the front here. You can just use this really nice key fob and press and hold the button on the side. You do get about 3.2 cubic feet, which is just enough for the charging cord. Not a whole lot of space up here. And I guess while we're under the hood, we'll talk about power figures. You do get 379 horsepower. The GT line gets a bump of torque to about 516 pound-feet from the other models, 443 pound-feet. This model actually does come standard with a heat pump for much more efficient heating in the winter, and I actually think all all-wheel drive trims come with that, if I remember correctly. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk here. You do get a power liftgate. Opens reasonably quick. This is a 3-row, and in this configuration is a 6-passenger. You can also get this in a 7-passenger with the bench seat in the second row. Now back here with the third row up, you actually do get 20.2 cubic feet of space, and with the third row down, you get about 43.5 cubic feet, and then with the third row folded down, you get about 81.7. If you're looking for something with a little bit more passenger space, you can look at the Hyundai Ioniq 9, which is the sister of this car, if you're looking for something a little bit bigger for your family. Let's go ahead and fold this third row down. It is not power, but these straps make it super easy to lift them up and down. Come on, when they want to work with you. But look at all this space back here. Also does come with a second row power folding buttons. So as soon as I press those, they'll kind of slide back and fold down. Pretty nice and flat. I've actually hauled a lot of things back here from Home Depot and groceries and things like that this week. Not a single problem at all. Very practical vehicle for sure. Over here on the right, you do get your vehicle to load plug back here. You can actually use this vehicle to power your house, power some camping things. There's different settings you can choose in the infotainment up there to make sure it won't run your battery down all the way. So that is super nice. One of the benefits of owning a new EV. Then over here on the left, you do get a 12-volt outlet. No spare tire in the EV9, but under here, you get a little bit of storage, a tire mobility kit. One thing I actually did forget to mention real quick is this port is actually on the wrong side, in my opinion, for a Tesla supercharger. You're going to be taking up 2 stalls every time you want to charge this thing. So just something to note if you were to buy this, to kind of watch out and be respectful of others. These door handles also recess into the vehicle's body when the vehicle is locked or in motion for better aerodynamics. I'm not a fan of that personally because in the winter it can get jammed and iced up. These doors do open really wide, and it's super easy to get into the third row. All you got to do is just hit this button here and it will kind of just move forward. I'm 6 foot. I've got a little bit of leg room, and as far as headroom goes, plenty of headroom, not bad at all. It's actually pretty usable for an adult back here. I do have some cup holders over here and a USB-C port. All I got to do to get out of the third row is just hit this button right here. It takes a second for it to go, but once it does, easy to ingress and egress from the third row. So all of these seats in the EV9 are heated and ventilated and also have a relaxing option. So these things can basically recline into a lazy boy, and you and your family can just enjoy. If you're at a charger or anything, or if you're just waiting for mom to get done shopping, you can lounge. They have a ton of adjustability, and then up here is your controls for your heated and ventilated seat option. Do get peasant blockers in the windows, aka sunshades. Climbing back in here, the driver's seat is in my position. I am 6 foot and I have actually plenty of leg room, and once again, plenty of headroom. Get a couple mat pockets in the back of the seats, a USB-C port in each of the seats, a couple cup holders, and then you do get this nice drawer that kind of pulls out from the center here. As you can see, there is a lot of ambient lighting in here that can be customized in the infotainment. Really like these seats. Like I said, they are super comfortable. They are synthetic leather, very high quality, super soft, supportive. You do get dual sunroofs, one for the back and then one for the front. Here's your climate controls for the rear seats. Coming into the driver's seat, just see how very nice looking these seats are. Very soft and supportive, just like the rear seats. Got some additional controls on the door here for the heated and ventilated portion. You do get a heated steering wheel. This is 2-person memory on this side as well, and it's also massaging for the driver's seat. So your power window controls, it does have power folding mirrors as well. Let's go ahead and climb in here. You do get a tilt-in telescoping power steering wheel. Then up front here, you're greeted with 2 12.3-inch displays. Looks very sharp, very crisp. Does have wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, 0 connectivity issues this week. You get a 360 reverse camera as well. Super crisp, nice and sharp. Guidance lines that move along with the steering wheel. Then I really like what Kia did with this blank space that I've seen in the Hyundai vehicles, is they basically moved the climate controls here. And I think that is a very clever use of space. Although when you are sitting in the driver's seat, it is kind of blocked by the steering wheel here. There is at least some physical controls in here. You do get some haptic buttons here to control the infotainment and your dual zone, or actually tri-zone climate right down there. Then down through here, you do get your 2 USB-C ports, a 12-volt outlet. This is pretty much all open down here. Lots of storage in here. Then coming through to the center console area, you can slide that open to reveal cup holders that can be moved out of the way for extra storage up here. And then if you want them back, all you gotta do is just push these buttons and the cup holders will form. Fingerprint scanner here, auto hold, hill start assist, your camera view button so you can see what in the world you're doing while you're driving, and your parking sensor. You do get a wireless cell phone charger as well. If I open up the center console, you do get some storage, not a whole lot here. Coming over here, you do get a decent sized glove box. Then you also get an auto dimming rear view mirror with garage home link that can be flipped up to reveal a nice quality digital mirror. Illuminated visor mirrors as well, a little ticket holder there. This steering wheel is an odd shape. It's not round all the way. It's kind of flat on the top and flat on the bottom. I actually quite like that. It is kind of thick. It's heated all the way around as well, but you do got a lot of controls, physical controls in this vehicle. You get your drive mode selector here. You do get Sport, Eco, Normal, and My Drive, and some terrain modes as well, snow, mud, and sand. I've just been driving it in normal. To start this vehicle, all you got to do is hit this start button here on the side of the steering wheel. Then you just twist forward to go forward, twist backward to go backward, and push in on the end to go into park. One thing I want to show you before we take this out for a spin is you can actually watch YouTube in this thing if you have the Kia Connect services activated, which I don't, unfortunately, but I think that's very clever. I wish more EVs would actually do that. I know Tesla already does it. I believe you can also play games as well, but I haven't been able to experience that because I don't have the Kia Connect services. Overall, I think this interior is really nice. You do have some hard plastics here and there, but overall pretty decent quality for the price. There has been some cold weather rattles and squeaks, but I mean, that's to be expected in pretty much any vehicle nowadays. All right, I think I got all the features covered in this car. I'm sorry if I was a little bit all over the place. There's a lot of features and a lot of things to cover in this thing, but enough blabbing. Let's go take this thing for a spin and see what it's like to drive on the road, and I'll give you my impressions along the way. One thing I did forget to mention is I really love these headrests. They're like, it's this sort of netting, and you would think it would kind of like get caught in your hair and everything, but my wife didn't have any issues with it, nor myself, and they are like super soft and super pillowy. Very, very nice. And pretty much like all EVs, the first thing you will notice when driving it is just how quiet it is on the road. Especially on the highway, this thing is just whisper quiet. You get the blind spot monitoring cameras in the gauge cluster. I love that about Kia Hyundai products. Super nice, super practical in real world use. This thing is an absolute rocket. This vehicle also does come with a heads-up display. I forgot to cover that earlier. Super nice, very crisp, legible. It's customizable. You can put all the information you want on it or just turn it off completely if you're not into that. It does have traffic sign recognition in the gauge cluster and the heads-up display as well. It'll show if somebody's in your blind spot, show your adaptive cruise control information. Do a 0 to 60. We'll go ahead and put this in sport. Come to a complete stop here. And floor it. Very, very quick. For a while there, when it launches, your brain turns into mush. Kind of feels like your eyeballs are just hitting the back of your sockets. It is very quick. Very impressive for a 3-row SUV. Range this week actually has been pretty good. I've been actually getting about 270, 275 miles. And that's pretty decent considering I've been driving in colder temperatures. It's been about upper 20s in the morning, and then during the day, it's been about mid 40s. To actually, exhibit maybe 5 to 10% range loss with those colder temperatures, pretty impressive. Not gonna lie. Actually, really haven't had too much range anxiety with this this week. I've been pretty confident wherever I've gone, and having the NACS port, gives you a little bit more peace of mind too. That you can pretty much just charge this thing anywhere. You get some paddle shifters behind the wheel. These paddle shifters control the regen. You can see there on the gauge cluster, it's on level 1, and then as I press the paddle, the left paddle, it will increase the amount of regen I have when I let off of the throttle. Right now it's in iPedal Max. It's basically Kia's, Hyundai's version of one pedal driving. It is super strong. I'm completely let off of the throttle right now, and it is slowing me down at a rapid pace. I don't really use one pedal driving too terribly much unless I'm in like traffic or something. It's a little bit more efficient to use, to just coast, but it is nice that you have that adjustability there. So we're on this bumpier section of road. The Kia EV9 handles it pretty well. Can be a little bit firm, but there's no reverberations throughout the cabin. NVH is actually very good. We'll go over this bridge up here. I'm getting the sun in my eyes, but we'll go over this bridge and railroad track up here, and I'll let you listen. Doesn't even care. Man, this windshield is absolutely filthy. Holy cow. All right, let's do a quick highway acceleration. Spun the front tires there. Thing is clawing for grip. Here on the highway, you can just turn on your adaptive cruise control and lane centering. This does come with highway driving assist. I believe highway driving assist 2 that will do lane or help you with lane changes. System works very well. I've tested this in Kia, Hyundai, Genesis products, and it's one of the best in the business. Easy to adjust everything. Keeps you centered. Super quiet here on the highway. Great visibility. I got massive windows. I even got my digital rearview mirror if I need it. blind spot monitoring in these side mirrors as well. Auto dimming side mirrors, which is super nice with all these bright headlights nowadays. And with this nice quiet cabin, I can enjoy this very nice Meridian sound system. I'll give this a solid B tier. I think it is pretty good. You know, for as heavy and big as this SUV is, it handles reasonably good. Stays pretty flat. You can definitely tell the lower center of gravity. One thing that I will note that, at least in the normal drive mode, it does take a second for the power to actually come on. There's a little bit of throttle delay. Like, watch when I floor the throttle here. It doesn't instantly throw you back in your seat. That is kind of nice for your passengers, so they're not getting motion sickness from the instant acceleration. Man, this thing hides its weight well. I believe this thing's like, I know it's over 5,000 pounds, but it's honestly, it's hard to tell. That never gets old. You can do that as often as you want to. You don't have to worry about engine break-in or anything. I mean, I guess you do have to worry about you shredding your tires all the time. All right, let's do one more 0 to 60, because why not? It's just fun to do. And floored. Oh, man. Oh, this thing is so quick. Your family is going to absolutely love this thing for sure. Headlight performance at night is super nice. It's super bright. This doesn't have adaptive front lights, unfortunately, but I mean, it is very bright. Automatic high beams. You do also get automatic wipers as well. Overall, I think this is a very good third row EV. I don't think I would opt for the top GT line version, even though I haven't been experiencing range anxiety this week. It's always nice to get that little bit extra range with the smaller wheels, and I'm sure you get a better ride with it as well. Not that this is super bad, but I did mention it was a little firm, so with those smaller wheels, I'm sure that would help. But overall, I've enjoyed my time in this week. Shout out to Kia for providing this vehicle for me to film. It has been a pleasure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of the EV9. And you know, I know this has been out for a few years now, so I'd be curious to see if any owners will chime in and see what their experiences have been, if they kind of agree with some of my observations. One thing I did want to mention is this also does come with the remote start parking assist, where you can kind of just move it forward and backward with the key fob. You guys have seen it 1,000 times, so I won't bore you with it. It's great for getting out of puddles and everything, or if you're just in a tight parking spot. So very cool, very nice feature. Glad to see it here. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it. I love those little welcome and exit things that they do between Kia, Hyundai, Genesis. Cracks me up. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. As always, it has been a pleasure, and we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.